Professor Silvester Carl Henderson is a remarkable presence in the realm of American music and arts education. As a distinguished conductor and visionary educator, he has profoundly influenced countless individuals through his expertise in gospel and classical choral and piano performance. His steadfast commitment to instructional and curricular fairness, equality, as well as artistic empowerment and musical expression, sets him apart as a true cultural leader. With advanced degrees in music from San Francisco State University, he led the esteemed Young Inspiration Gospel Choir at the University of California, Berkeley for nearly 2 decades, during which he gained international acclaim for his artistic vision and the positive impact he made around the world. His contributions extend well beyond performance. He is also a respected academic leader, an inspiring speaker, a real estate entrepreneur, and a strong advocate for widening access to education. Professor Henderson has received numerous accolades, including the A2MEND Educational Leadership Award, induction into the Pittsburg Entertainment and Arts Hall of Fame, the Gospel Legacy Award, and recognition as a quarter-finalist for the Grammy Music Educator Award. He continues to uplift others through his leadership in arts organizations, educational institutions, and community initiatives. With over 30 years of experience as a tenured professor and director of choral and vocal activities at Los Medanos College, he shaped the Los Medanos College Gospel Choir into a national recognized choral force. Professor Silvester Henderson embodies much more than the role of a professor or conductor. He is a powerful force, a master of sound, a creator of opportunities, and an unwavering advocate for the transformative potential of the arts. As we celebrate his contributions, let us recognize Professor Silvester Carl Henderson as a resounding voice for music, higher education, and purpose-driven leadership. Please join me in warmly welcoming Professor Silvester Carl Henderson. Five cultural commentary questions for Professor Silvester Henderson. 1. How has African American sacred music shaped the cultural identity of American higher education, and what responsibilities do colleges have in preserving that legacy?
First of all, I want to thank you for once again inviting me to interview on this famous podcast and allowing me to talk about the question that you've just posed. African American sacred music is one of the spiritual backbones of this nation. It is the sound of a people who turn suffering into strength, who turn pain into praise, who turn survival into art. When that music enters higher education, it brings with it a cultural intelligence that cannot be taught from a textbook. Sacred music, African American sacred music, teaches resilience, community, emotional literacy, historical memory. Colleges have a moral responsibility, to honor this legacy by teaching it with dignity, funding it with intention, and uplifting it as a legitimate academic discipline. The music is not a side note in American history. It is a foundational chapter.
2. What role should community-rooted art play in healing social division, especially in regions where cultural expression has historically been marginalized?
Wow. Community-rooted art is the heartbeat of healing. When people gather around music, dance, poetry, or visual art that reflects their lived experiences, they begin to see each other again, not as strangers, but as neighbors. In marginalized community, art becomes a mirror, a medicine, a meeting place. It gives voice to the unheard and dignity to the unseen. When institutions support community-rooted art, they are not just funding programs, they are investing in social restoration. Art brings people back to the table. It softens hearts. It opens doors. It reminds us that we belong to one another.
3. How can academic institutions better honor the lived experiences of Black students and faculty, beyond symbolic gestures or diversity statements?
If institutions want to honor Black students and faculty, they must move from symbolism to substance. Remember, they must move from symbolism to substance. That means hiring Black faculty in positions of real authority, funding Black programs, not just celebrating Black History Month, listening to Black voices when decisions are made. Additionally, creating pathways for Black leadership, protecting Black students from cultural problems. Black excellence is not a marketing tool. It is a living, breathing contribution to the intellectual and cultural life of the academy. Institutions must honor that by creating environments where African American students and people can thrive, not just survive.
4. What does authentic leadership look like in communities facing cultural erasure, and how can the arts serve as a form of resistance?
Wow, that's a powerful question. Authentic leadership begins with truth-telling. It means standing firm in your cultural identity even when the world tries to silence it. In communities facing erasure, leaders must be courageous, compassionate, culturally grounded, and community-centered. The arts become a form of resistance because they preserve what others try to erase. A song can carry history. A dance can carry memory. A painting can carry a people's soul. When leaders use the art as a tool for empowerment, they are not just resisting erasure, they are reclaiming space.
5. How can gospel music pedagogy be used as a model for culturally responsive teaching, not only in music departments but across all academic disciplines?
That's a very exciting question, and it's a wonderful question. Thank you. Gospel music pedagogy is built on call and response, community participation, emotional expression, and cultural storytelling. These principles translate beautifully across disciplines. A gospel-informed classroom invites every voice, honors lived experiences, builds community before content, teaches through rhythm, repetition, and relationship, values the spirit as much as the intellect. When educators adopt these principles, they create learning environments that are alive, loving, inclusive, and culturally intelligent. Gospel pedagogy reminds us that education is not just about information. It is about, guess what? Transformation. I want to thank you once again for always giving me the opportunity to come and appear on this podcast. I always find so much joy and pleasure in sharing with the world my perspectives, and I deeply appreciate you honoring me as an academic in order to be able to share my thoughts and my bits of information that I've gathered over my many years of working. Thank you once again. God bless each of you. Please share a hello to everyone on the committee. God bless you, and I hope to hear from you again.